Hi guys, let's jump into the recap for today. In this video, I'm going to tell y'all my daily bias, how I found the trade, what I'm looking for to then allow myself to enter the trade, and the reason why I targeted what I target. Okay, if you watch these videos and you actually pay attention and you listen to the things I say, you can actually build a strategy based off what I'm telling you. I'm giving you everything you need to have a profitable strategy. You just have to put it into practice, right? So, because our minds, we all think a little differently, like there's certain things that just click for, each other and certain things that wouldn't click for you, for example, right? So let's break this down. I'm going to go to full screen here. Just on NQ, as you can see, this is the trade entered here, sold here, solid trade, caught like 200 points. So let's break down what I was looking for, what I do every single morning at market open to then find my bias. So if you watched these before, you know that I mark out 9:30, which is just market open. And then I mark out 9:50, that is the macro. This is when the new 4-hour, 1 hour is going to form. And if the 1 hour hasn't expanded already, or the 4 hour before it closes, it's going to make that move, right? It's just where I find that there's a manipulation and normally a distribution at this time. Like price manipulates some small time frame high or low, and then moves towards my TP. So the first thing I saw was just go to the higher time frame on the 1 hour, right? I liked this low here as a target. And it also turned out to be a daily low. So this was a high draw on liquidity, this low right here. This right here was a high draw for me, right? I liked it. I was like, this is definitely something I want to target. Let me make my lines a little thicker because I don't think they show up as well. So that was definitely one of my targets. And if you go down to the 5-minute, or actually the 15-minute, staying on this time frame, I liked at market open when we were down here. I did like all these highs up here. So I had that marked out, and then I also had this 15-minute high marked out with this imbalance up here of this leg. And then I also had on the 1 hour, we had this gap here at those highs, right? So this is what my chart looked like. My main focus was this line here getting played out, okay? That was the main target. To the upside, I mean, we had London session highs up here, but that was where market open was like around, it'd been 280 point move, okay? And then we had this high here, which this was a 1 hour high. So like I was willing to take that. Like that wasn't bad, but in comparison, this is just a London high. And this is a daily low here. So I like the daily low better since we're falling off. I was like, this daily low looks good, right? So that was the main target for the morning. And then I was basically just going to sit and see what happens. I honestly thought we were just going to open, take it out. And if we took this out first, then I would have been willing for longs if market showed that kind of price action. But now let's include ES into our analysis, right? So let me mark out 9:30 and 9:50. So what was ES doing at open? Let me mark out this low and this low, I think was the daily, right? Oh, let's see, the daily low. Smack, which got played out on ES as well. So ES fails to take out these highs here, right, which are according to this. NQ slams them, right? We tap up, we take out this high of this leg. But what I like is if you go on the 1 hour, we are filling like equilibrium, tapping into, OTE. And as you can see, even though we pushed all the way up here, we still respected this 1 hour gap. And if you go to the 15-minute, we fill this imbalance here. ES is showing that we literally want to go lower. It's not breaking highs, it's staying lower, right? So then I'm on the 5 minute, and what I really need to see is displacement down, and I need some kind of retracement before I'm willing to take shorts. Recently, I've been front running these 1 minute break of structures after it fills. Let me remove something. This is the hourly gap. Let me clean this up a little bit. Let me remove these highs. So we came up, swept that 5 minute high, tapped that 15 minute, filled this huge 1 hour leg like equilibrium. We instantly ripped through this, which honestly, I was going to take a trade here. Was going to enter shorts right here, which it would have played out. But what I decided to do was wait for a 5 minute retrace. So we come down in the 5 minute. We get strong reactions out of it. And honestly, this is when you got to be smart here, because as you can see, ES also started dumping. It took out that one low and then started ripping. At the same time, this started ripping. Swept some highs, filled some imbalances, and then I ran this 1 minute gap here holding. It held, I entered. I got filled here, but I entered here. I got filled like here probably. Stops were at this high. What makes this good is this was a 5 minute retrace, which basically, in order for it to be a 5 minute retrace, in my opinion, I like to see ideally a 1 minute break of structure to the upside, which is manipulation, right? So we manipulate up, people think price is going higher, taps this gap, we get a break of structure here if you wanted to wait for that, which you could have. But I just front run it because like you could have entered here with stops up here and caught a 2.26, right? But what I decided was I also had 930 marked out here, but I entered there, front run it, and I had my TP here, and this is the trade I ended up taking. Real simple. It played out extremely fast. Once we tapped this and we started moving upwards and like re-swept and then closed back up here, I ended up closing like right around here on price because I was up like a ridiculous amount of money. Like normally I don't even, like I was up like 1,200 on my live account, 1,100, 1,200. And I mean, I was risking like $300. So like, I was like, okay, we're done with this. Let's just take the dub for the day. And then on my Top Step accounts, I also took a huge dub there and passed 10 new accounts today. I got 5 of the premium Alpha Future accounts, and I got 5 Trade of 8 select daily payout accounts. So now we're finally back to being in a great position to make a good amount of money. It's not just a live account making me money now. So it's time to run up some big numbers and hopefully can hit the 6-figure mark for this month, right? That is my goal. I want to hit that, especially before I start doing the coaching for y'all. I said one of my goals was to make sure that I'm dialed. I was like, I would need to have a 6-figure month purely from trading before I'm willing to start teaching. This will just like mentally prove to myself that like I 100% without a doubt know I'm balling out. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know what I'm doing. I already have that mentality right now. Last month I tried to force 100,000 and ended up losing. Not losing. I still made money on the month, but I ended up blowing a lot more funded accounts than normal. I was getting getting greedy for the aspect of making more money instead of actually just following the rules that I have set out for myself and just allowing the money to come. So mentally, it was a great reset, relock in if you must. But after June, guys, I'm going to open a Discord where I'm not just going to signal. Like, I mean, I'm going to have like this stuff marked out like this, but I'm not going to be like, all right, guys, I just entered shorts here. Putting my stops here, targeting this daily gap. But like the whole time I'm going to be talking about, hey, I'm like, dang, that daily gap looks pretty good. waiting for certain things to show up. I mean, it's basically going to be a signal without being a signal. So, like, but the only way you're going to know if I'm taking the trade is if you understand my strategy. So, I think that's a good thing because it's going to motivate you to, like, actually learn the strategy. I don't want anyone in there just paying to take signals. That's not what I want. That's not teaching you anything. That's not making you better at trading. That's not the whole point of trading is the financial freedom, but then also like the solo independency is like on you. Like you are the boss. You're the reason you make money. You're the reason you don't make money. You are independent, right? So like you can be anywhere. You don't need to have like, you know what I'm saying? You could travel the world and you get to just live life freely knowing that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? That you have this skill, this ability, this great skill to then have basically infinite money potential as long as you continue to scale and you can really do whatever you want. So that's the benefit of day trading. I mean, I literally entered a short here. I was in it. So I got a market around like here. And got off around here. Was on there for like an hour this morning. And then I can go do whatever I want. But so I'm going on a little tangent here. I was just hyping up trading as a whole, but I want to do right. So I'm gonna be on here in the morning, probably around that time. I was just saying like 9, I would start the stream for y'all. We could talk. Y'all can ask a couple questions, but like really market open. I'm gonna be very locked in. I'll show y'all my bias, what I'm looking for, kind of what I'm seeing for the day, and then yeah, we're just gonna go through the session. Might talk a little bit. Might talk about a couple things. You know, kind of just what I'm thinking in my head. And then afterwards, I would then look at all y'all's trades. I tried to for like a couple hours, try to just go over them. What was good, what was bad, why'd you take that trade? You know, what was your reason behind it, this, and that. Your risk management. We can do lessons on risk management, do lessons on how to pass funded accounts, how to scale funded accounts. What are the personal funded accounts I use, you know. And then we can really get nasty with those. And then on top of that, I think the biggest help is me reviewing your trades. I think that's insane. I get to look over y'all strategy and what you were looking at and be like, hey, like, did you notice this? Or you did this right, you did this wrong, this and that. And then on top of that, at the end of the day, like I want to average about 4 to 5 hours in Discord for y'all grinding. Y'all can continue talking there and yapping there and form groups and back test together, that's what I hope y'all do. And, you know, put in the work, put in the effort and continue trying, like working hard. And then I can also do specific lessons on specific confluences and what I personally use them for in my strategy. But the ideal is basically I'm going to give you all the information and how I trade, how I think, or whatever. And I want you kind of to turn it into your own strategy that works for you mentally. Like if you notice like, hey, 5-minute retraces with equilibrium, I go crazy with those. I win a lot of trades. Why would you take any other setup? You're like, well, IFVGs aren't working for me, but breaking structures work, but I really want to trade IFVGs. Why would you do that? Just wait for a breaking structure. Whatever wins, bro. That's all that matters. Whatever you can consistently perform, whatever allows you to consistently perform in the markets is what you need to be doing. So, yeah, guys, enough rambling and jambling for now. This is the trade I ended up taking today. Took a dub, passed some accounts. We're back. Time to start scaling. Time to start getting back into the nastiness and, yeah, make a lot of money. Yeah, guys, that's just what I have for the future coming up. Want to open a Discord for y'all. Want to keep coaching y'all and help y'all become, you know, profitable day traders would be the goal. So it would be the quality of one-on-one. Obviously, you know, it's in a more group setting, but most one-on-one coachings are. They just, I mean, it's just the truth. And they charge you like $2,000, $3,000 for, you know, a couple weeks. So I would definitely be pouring in a lot more effort than most of everyone that's doing it. So yeah, guys, that's the plan. That's the play. Hopefully y'all have a blessed rest of your day. Make sure y'all, you know, if you haven't already, you know, dive into that Bible a little bit today. Read some Proverbs if you're struggling with discipline. Read Ecclesiastes. You know, read. Apply it to your life. Become a better man, a woman, and get after it, guys. Because in the end, guys, money, fame, social media, all this is absolutely fleeting and meaningless. The Bible does tell you to work hard and, you know, to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So like, don't be lazy, but like in the end, you need to know mentally, like, yeah, it's all fleeting. It doesn't matter. And this will help you so much in your trading. It's not even funny. And in the end, Jesus Christ is the only way So, all right. Y'all have a blessed one.